Hey guys, we're here to talk about the latest episode of The Walking Dead, Bury Me Here. Full spoilers go for this episode, so if you haven't seen it, stop watching or keep watching because you don't care. Big episode for the Kingdom, big episode for Morgan specifically.
Yes.
What did you think of where Morgan went in this episode, mentally and physically?
Well, I thought it was going to have to come sooner or later that he would finally take a life. I think the fact that it was Richard, I get why they did that. However, my feeling was, as peeved as you are, as much as you have the moral high ground there to do what you did, and you have to fight, you're going to have to kill again. Richard was probably one of your better fighters for what's about to come. Like, why don't you take your revenge a little later, you know? Like, and then also, just as a writer, he stole your speech, man. He stole your words. But,
Right.
but you know, I get it. It's not the biggest thing that's ever ticked me off about Walking Dead, and I'm not ticked off about it. I just think it was, maybe it was a little unwise to kill one of your best fighters right now.
Yeah, it's hard with Walking Dead because, okay, so Morgan is one of my favorite characters,
Yeah.
but the way the show is structured at this point, such a huge cast, we go weeks without seeing key characters.
Yeah.
So it just feels like we have to do so much with Morgan once in a while, and it's like this would have been better played out over a few episodes if it was a normal show, structured like a normal show.
Right.
Because Morgan basically here had to kind of go crazy again.
Yeah,
you
his
know?
suicides montage was a little much.
Yeah, and then get back to killing, but in the process take out Richard, and so it was all stuff where it's like I get the broad strokes, but it's just like I wish it could have happened more naturally.
Yeah.
Even the father-son, thing that they said that he had with was it Benjamin?
Yeah.
It's like we got glimpses, but we didn't see that much.
Yeah,
you know?
we in that kid too. That was like such a war movie trope of like, I can't wait to see my girl or something like that.
Yeah,
you know,
he
and
has a
keeps trying to-
girlfriend.
It's like you're dead meat. You
Right,
totally
right.
knew it. It was way
Everything's
too
looking up
telegraphed.
for Benjamin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm gonna get laid. Nope, you're not. It was totally way too telegraphed, I thought.
Yeah. On the other hand, of course, it's hard not to complain about this season kind of very sort of slowly moving towards a direction where we know where they're going.
Yeah.
At least by the end of the hour, I was happy that, Morgan, was willing to kill again because he's going to have to in this
There
battle
was
to come.
forward momentum this time.
Yeah, and Carol, of course,
Big
because
episode for her,
Morgan
too.
told her the truth.
Yeah.
Now she's set on her path as well.
And King Ezekiel as well. Like,
Yeah.
He's finally had to come around. Do you think? I'm just curious, if they did end up killing, if the Saviors had killed Richard, would his plan have worked? Would Ezekiel turn around, or would he have just been like, well, I guess Richard kept pushing it, you know?
I feel like you could maybe gather it would have only worked in so much as to accelerate the tension right there, and the Saviors probably would have killed that group of people, right?
Yeah.
Like you could argue that Richard's plan was short-sighted because by moving more slowly, they can actually realign with Rick's group and come together in a way that if he just kept pushing to the Savior's face, it might just end badly right then and there.
Right, yeah.
But of course, the problem is that there's a middle ground for Morgan, which is just talk to Ezekiel about it, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of just like, we should murder him in front of
Well, he had the
everyone.
double sticks going on too.
Right.
Somebody was getting their head handed to them, you know.
That's true.
But I'm also though curious about this episode with Carol now making her decision.
Yeah.
Richard's. I wonder if his death wasn't more of an audience payoff for when he went up to Daryl a few episodes ago and wanted to basically get Carol killed. Basically sowing the seeds for the audience being okay with Morgan killing this guy because we all love Carol and she really is the best actor on the show.
Even though I love Carol too, I don't know, I found Richard he was one of the only sort of nuanced characters that they were introducing, so it did seem like they took him out very quickly when I think they could have maybe done some interesting things with him. Again, it's like, if we're asking did Morgan do the right thing? It's like yes and no, I guess, and that by the end he had helped push everyone in the right direction. It's just like there's different tactics,
True.
Different tactics. And Morgan, maybe you can de-crazy a little bit, we'll see.
Yeah.
But Walking Dead is all about extremes. So either he's passive and not doing anything, or he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Those are our thoughts on Morgan and the Kingdom, where things are. What did you think? Did you agree with Morgan's decision? Do you think it was terrible? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Let us know in the comments. And for all things Walking Dead, Walking and Dead, keep it here at IGN.